right now might be the perfect time for adding the F-18 Hornet. Let's talk a little bit about why. Hello guys, once again it's Matt. Thank you all the members and patrons, make sure to subscribe. And if you take a look on the tech tree of the US, you might see one aircraft missing. In the case of the USSR, I think it's pretty clear that it's the interceptors, the Su-15s, the MiG-25s, 31s, stuff like that. But in the US, we have almost everything needed there, apart from a 4th generation aircraft that it kinda is time to be added, and that is the F-18 Hornet. I already did multiple videos talking about this aircraft, talking about how this will actually not be as big of a difference as people might think in performance, especially the A and maybe even the C are aircraft that have the same level of performance as we already have in the game, in top tier especially, right? And even lower, to be honest. An F-18A without AIM-120s and just Sparrows and AIM-9Ls, stuff like that, it would be a whole BR down in comparison to the top tiers, maybe 0.7 or something, but it would be similar to the F-16s, MiG-29, stuff like that in the lower ranks of the top tiers, right? But again, this aircraft should have already be added, but why right now might be the best time for it to be added? Well guys, there is this talk that I normally don't like too much, that aircraft could be dead on arrival, right? That happens sometimes because of compression of BR. Yes, you might be thinking, what does that have to do with anything? Well, the compression of BRs makes something be dead on arrival when it's arriving too late, because it makes you fight stuff necessarily that are way better than your aircraft. So it becomes dead on arrival. It becomes an aircraft that it's already bad when it's added. Why? Because it's forced to face enemies that are too strong for it. There have been talks and examples of these being added to the game for a very long time, and even examples that people are forgetting that it might be dead on arrival when they get here. One of them was the MiG-25 that we were talking about it, right? But another one could be the F-18 if they are not careful, Gaijin is not careful. First of all, as I said, the dead on arrival effect is it's directly, together with the compression of BR. So if we have the BR properly decompressed, like we have right now, I'm honest about this, there is always room for improvement, but overall, yes, we have a BR that it's much better in the terms of compression than it was before the decompression that they did, right? So right now it would be the perfect time. Why? Because it would be a top tier, or even maybe not top tier, but close to top tier aircraft, and it wouldn't be a problem. If it takes too much time to be added, it faces the problem of being dead on arrival if the compression starts to happen again, which is something that might actually happen. Hopefully, and I think Gaijin is learning from their mistakes, and I think the decompression is the correct move that they did, and looking at it, I'm pretty sure that they might not compress it as much as it was before, now that they did, and the game is performing a lot better for everybody. Of course, we need still a major BR change, a normal BR change, but still we are moving to the right direction, and I think Gaijin knows that, right? So if everything goes well and stuff, we might see a dead on arrival effect on F-18 basically not being there, a non-existent dead on arrival effect, right? But at the same time, if we start to see Eurofighters, Rafales, 4.5 generations, even 5th generation, and they don't do a severe increase in BR for those aircraft and continue to add them close to the BRs that we have right now at top tier, it means that the F-18 will be dead on arrival. And why would it be a good idea to actually have these aircraft added right now? if we don't, I mean, we don't even know how it's going to be. I tend to be optimistic, as I was saying. I still believe that the decompression was a good idea, and Gaijin knows that. But maybe they didn't learn, and they will compress it again, as I was saying. So it's perfect, because if the case of the decompression just not happen again, and we see 5th generations 0.3 or 0.4, 7 BR, plus added in the game, it would mean that it would compress aircraft like the F-18. But if the F-18 is added right now, it would defend itself by having all this time to actually be perfected and be, added in the correct BR, for when those things come, it can actually receive better missiles, a new BR, whatever, to actually remain competitive. And if that doesn't happen, if the compression never happens again, and we have all flowers, and and it's everything good, and the decompression really is working, and they are decompressing more and more, and everything is going well, then I mean, the F-18 is already added, and again, it's a plus, because the F-18 can be have this time to actually be properly implemented, right? So this is the perfect time to add this aircraft. Is it needed? No, it's not. The US doesn't need another naval aircraft that can do as well as an F-18 would. The other nations that would receive, for example, the Swedish, I mean, they don't need it. It would be cool, but it's not a, I mean, they have the Gripen, so it's not a need thing. And even the Canadian CF-18, CF-18-8, I think it's called, right? Could be added. I mean, is it needed? No. The British also have the Gripen, right? But at the end of the day, guys, I think we are long gone from stuff that is already only needed, right? We need stuff that are fun, and not only stuff that, it's a mix, is what I mean, right? We need stuff that will help balance the game and help nations. I think having a new 4th generation aircraft for Germany, for example, would help a lot that nation, and it would make a lot of sense. But at the same time, we need stuff that is fun to play, like, for example, the F-18, because why not? I mean, the country is already strong. It's not one aircraft that will make it stronger or not. It's the same level of performance. If it's not a power creep of technology, it should be added. And right now would be the perfect time for the F-18, so that we can have time to actually perfect it. The same way that I think the MiG-25 should be added right now, the Su-15, time for the actual aircraft to be perfected, going to the future, and more stuff being added, at the same time as protecting it from a dead-on-arrival kind of situation for the future, right? So let me know in the comments what you think about the F-18 being added right now, and I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, and bye guys, see ya.